Don't leave me in here by myself. I don't know if I'm coming across.
All right, folks, I need an assist. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. And then I'll start again. Cindy D. DJ Mexicano de Texas. Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear my audio. Oh, excellent. Okay. All right. Let's try again. Welcome, everybody, to my Wednesday evening live stream. My name is Dave Sundstrom, and well, we are here to talk about music, movies, and TV. You know, the good stuff. And holy cow, what a morning, or what an afternoon, I should say. Let me see if I can bring on Scott Barnes and my friend Ian. Scott, sorry for that, my friend.
No worries. No worries at all.
There.
Is it working this time?
I believe it is. I'm told people can hear me.
So. Awesome.
And Ian, welcome. Sorry about the technical difficulties that I was having there just a minute ago.
I know all about those.
Yeah, happens to the best of us. Let me start again. Apparently, I was just talking for a good 2 or 3 minutes without realizing that no one could hear a thing I was saying. Nan59, welcome. Kenneth Wilkinson, it's good to have you here. Tom, a.k.a. Hungry Jerk, welcome to the live stream. Daryl Johnston, great to have you here. Superplex, as always, it is a true pleasure. Todd Fowler, you made my night. Let's see what else we got. McGanahan, Sky Jelly Fetty. What a wonderful YouTube name that is. Awesome to have you here. Larry Potter, welcome. Thrash Pondo Pons, the man, the myth, the legend, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy aficionado. Great to have you here. Matthew Sweeney, welcome. Oh boy, LMEOK. I'm Lemeaukin. I'm going to go with that. Lemeaukin. Welcome. Lamont Bradford, welcome. Raja 1938. Thank you. Lisa Scott's blessed wife, welcome. Mal Havoc, thank you for the heads up earlier. Georgia, good to have you in the live stream with us. Cindy D, great to have you here as well. Mama Pink, welcome. Boy, I think I said Daryl Johnston. He was one of the early folks on. Lulu Vanilla Berry, hugs and kisses. Hello to you this evening. DJ Mexicano de Texas, great to have you here. Braidwood Inn, my friend Justin, thanks for joining us this evening. Missy Mercer, welcome. Holy cow, let's see, do we have anybody else that I haven't mentioned? Blues Rider, welcome. S. Adam Bernstein, thank you for joining us this evening. And I think, there's Mr. Led and Alaskan 63. Welcome. And KH, good to have you here as well. So, my good friend Scott Barnes, after a long absence, holy cow, so awesome to have you here.
With the short hair.
Dude, I can't tell you how disappointed I am. As a matter of fact, I got to tell you that Kim was she was perusing the Facebook as she tends to do, and she saw a picture of you with your Thor-like hair from a couple of months ago, and she said, "Oh my gosh, is that Scott Barnes?" I said, "Yeah, freaking awesome, isn't it?" But she actually likes your short hair. So
yeah, it's it was really enjoyable to have, but it's just getting too long. So.
Yeah, well, okay. I'm sure there are folks that on both sides of the coin, some that are going to say you should have kept it, others that are going to say that you look better this way. I'm just going to say I like the long hair rebel look.
It was fun. It was fun. Yeah. I used to bug my wife. I put it in a ponytail, and it would drive her absolutely crazy. So
you should get a mohawk.
I'm a little too thin up here, Ian, to pull off the mohawk. So.
You can go for the rebel look and still have it short.
There you go.
That's right. Ian, welcome. Hey. Good to have you here as well.
Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. So, Ian, why don't you, I believe it hasn't been that long ago since we chatted. Why don't you let us know what's going on with your channel? As a matter of fact, let me do this. Let me quickly pull your channel over onto the screen. What's new in the world of retro serial?
A few things. Just did an interview with you about John Hughes films. As you can see there on the newest one there. That was a great interview. When I started the channel, that was actually what was going on in my mind. I was thinking, okay, I've got to talk about John Hughes films. We're going to be talking about growing up Generation X. I'm going to have to talk about John Hughes films. I have a favor to ask anybody who's out there who cares and is listening. I'd really like to see the Ed Grimley one go at least somewhat viral. It's kind of doing pretty good, like on its own, as you can see. Well, comparatively, I mean, I've got like 21, 30, whatever, and that one has 203. Listen, if you're out there and you like what we do on Retro Serial at all, please, if you have like a community page or something like that, or share that one on social media. I'd love to see that one blow up.
Yeah, it's a fun video. As a matter of fact, I was just surfing the YouTube, as I so often do, and I stumbled across an interview with Martin Short. It was from The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and Betty Davis was on as well.
Yeah.
And Short not only does a killer Betty Davis impersonation that she doesn't pick up on, but he also then does the whole Ed Grimley thing with her, which is just, you forget sometimes how good and how funny, not that he isn't funny anymore, but how funny he was back then in the early 80s, mid to all of the 80s. Let's just say in the 80s. He was Martin Short, comedic genius, and Ed Grimley was certainly a fun character. Really enjoyed him. So yeah, share the video. I would say, you know what, there's a lot of great videos on your page. So let's share them and
subscribe.
Exactly, and subscribe to the channel. Where you at? 100, almost 150. Let's get you over to 100, over 150 tonight.
Right.
If you haven't subscribed to Ian's channel, come on. All we need, we've got almost 50 people on the live stream right now. All we need is a couple of you to head on over to Retro Serial and, not only peruse the great videos that Ian's making, but also subscribe. Just a couple of you to subscribe to the channel and get him over the 150 mark.
Yeah. Thank you. That'd be awesome. I'm looking for the 1,000 mark now at this point. I got past the 100 mark and got to get to the 1,000 to make any money on YouTube at all. It's crazy. It's just like, just monetizes, even if it's just a few cents.
For me, it was, here's what I was always shooting for is I was getting those first, 100 and then 150, and to get to that 1,000, it was all about just a couple sodas a day. That's all I was looking for.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
A little jingle jangle in the pocket. Be able to. Oh, Cindy D says she has subscribed. Nick Malmunas, welcome. Good to have you with us. Let's see who else we got. Have I missed any? Custom God is here. Robot B9 is here. I think that might be it since we last did the welcomes. But guess what? Surprise, surprise. We've also got Jack from Crazy Hank TV. How are you, my friend?
Doing well. How you guys doing?
Good.
Living.
Hey, I'm interviewing Jack tomorrow night.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, for sure.
You're just a nonstop interview. You're the new Carson, Ian. You are the new Carson.
I had to get Scott on too. We got to talk about something, Scott. Whatever. Give me a topic or whatever topic you like to talk about. Yeah, let's do it.
Trust me, Scott I'll shut up.
I can talk.
All right.
Okay. Hey, let's go quickly while we've got Crazy Hank on with us. Let's look at what we got over here on Crazy Hank TV. Do my eyes deceive me? But is that a Logan's Run video?
Yes, it is.
Oh my gosh! So
I'm a huge Logan Runs fan, but they should remake it.
Yeah. So I loved the movie. What did you think about the TV series?
I remember watching it, but I don't think it lasted very long. Right? It was
No.
Gregory Harrison and
Heather Menzies.
Yeah. It's just one of those shows that the movie wasn't that, people didn't love the movie, so why would they love the TV show?
Yeah, the TV show, it was interesting because they actually borrowed some of the special effects. So some of the scenes that you see they redid the movie in the first episode. There's a 90-minute episode, and it's a shot for shot minus Farrah Fawcett and many other big stars remake of the movie with an addition of a character named Rem. And it's interesting that, like I was going to say, they use actually some of the scenes and the special effects in there. And I liked it. I was a big Logan's Run fan as well. I actually, in junior high, read the book, and the book is mind expanding, really an imaginative novel that I even read Logan's World, which was the follow-up to it. Good stuff. I would totally be on board for a Logan's Run remake. Do you have any suggestions in the video in terms of how they might go about it?
No, I leave it up to the writers.
Okay.
I guess they were planning it. It was been talked about before because Leonardo DiCaprio was supposed to play Logan, and it never happened.
Mm. Interesting. Are there any writers or directors that are attached to the project right now, or is it?
No, it's just something I've been hollering about for years.
Okay.
Just because because it's not, for me, special effects don't make a movie, but the special effects were kind of weak.
Yeah.
The carousel, you can see the wires and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah, when they're flying up.
Right. So, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it could be better.
Well, they could go back, and for that matter, if someone really wanted to, you would think they'd be able to take the existing movie and go back and spiffy up a few of the effects so you got rid of the wires. That's
true. Yeah.
That's
George Lucas it up.
Yeah, exactly. The special,
no!
Logan's Run, the special edition. Of course, they change things all around, and they'd turn what was the name of the guy? Francis. They'd make Francis a good guy or something.
Yeah.
Just through editing. Yeah.
But what was Francis a bad guy though?
Well, it's subject to interpretation, right?
Yeah, he's just doing his job.
Yep. Just a Sandman.
Yeah.
All right. I got to include this comment right here. Todd Fowler says that Ed Grimley looks like Al Davis.
Yeah, he does.
Let me take a peek real quick here. I've never paid that much attention to Al Davis.
It's actually Mark Davis, I think.
No, comes up Al Davis.
Really?
And let me share. Let's look right here. See what you guys think.
Yeah, but there's
that one right there.
There's some similarities.
I can see a little Ed Grimley there. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and get back to. I take that off the screen. Oh, all right. Take that off as well. So welcome. Great to have you all here with me this evening. Let me see who else may have joined us. Bill Thompson, Citizen Not. I've got a pledge from Lulu Vanillaberry and Tom, a.k.a. Hungry Jerk, to subscribe. Daryl Johnston, subscribe. Okay, all right. Let's just see something really quick here. Hold on. Reopen, close tab.
It's always fun to sit and watch. Watch you open the browser.
You can't see me doing anything, right? I'm hoping at this point.
That's correct.
Okay, good. because I'm trying to get back to Ian's page. Oh, look at that. Oh my gosh, Ian, 155 subscribers.
Oh my, thank you folks so much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Subscriber base. That is freaking awesome. Thank you so much. Jan Koza's in the house. Might be Kaza. Hopefully I pronounced it right. One of those two ways. I'm going with Koza. Citizen Knott is here. And oh my goodness, Danny Staten. Danny Staten is in the house. And you know what Danny did? Danny threw a little love in the form of a super chat. And you know what, Danny? I feel the same way about your channel. I should say the multiplex of channels that you've got going over in Staten Nation. Love your Good Stuff channel where you show trailers. Definitely the way you do it is very lo-fi, low-tech, but it makes it, I think it adds to the fun. And I thank you tremendously for the super chat. That is far too kind of you. Thanks so much. Let's see. Tuck Graff is here. John Collins is here. Mama Pink is here. Oh, I did not know this. One more from Todd Fowler. Today is Dan Frischman's birthday today, 1959. And Todd's birthday, 1965. Happy birthday, Todd Fowler. So great to have you here and celebrating your birthday with us. And Mal Havoc, by the way, getting back to the Logan's Run thing, said that Jenny a gutter. I'm probably saying that wrong.
No, that's right. That's right.
Is it a gutter? Was so cute. Yes, indeed, she was. Now, remind me, Crazy Hank, or if that is your name, actually, Jack. Remind me, have you seen Werewolf in London?
Yes, I have.
And is that not the same cute lady in that movie too?
It is.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Yeah. And the Dr. Pepper guy.
Yeah, and the Dr. Pepper guy. I did a whole video on David Knott and the Dr. Pepper guy. Oh my goodness. Hang on one second. We've got Chris R dropping in a super sticker. Thank you so much, Chris. That's really appreciated. And Tracy, you super stickered or super chatted me last week. You don't have to do that every week, but thank you very much. That's super kind of you as well. Let's see. Hang on a second. Edward Hanna, Dave, is there a channel that's trying to impersonate yours? Well, I don't know about that. I do know that there's this guy. His name is Stephen Sundstrom. And he tends to do videos that are very similar to mine. And I'm trying to track him down. Because what I understand is he lives about 8 miles away from me. And I understand that he may have had the same parents as I.
He's only about a mile away from me if you need me to hunt him down.
Will you? Maybe we should talk to him about come on. Actually, Steve and I, we have so many conversations, much like, by the way, Scott and I, for years and years, we've worked together for the same company. And the conversations we've had over the years, whether at lunch or in between work conversations about this kind of stuff has been immense. And Steve and I as well. Matter of fact, Steve works there as well. But so I suggested to him that he do a channel. I enjoy it so much. It's been such a fun hobby for me that I knew that he would enjoy it as well as I think he has. But there are other channels out there. But you know what I say? And I say this to Jack. I say this to Ian or anyone else that would, enjoys talking about pop culture and music, movies, and television from decades gone by. The more the merrier. We've got room. There's plenty of room here for us to enjoy this conversation. It doesn't need to be reserved or siloed to any one particular channel on YouTube. Let's see. Lisa Fields is in the house. Good to have you here. Did I say hi to Edward Hanna? I think I did, but I'll say hi again. I will say thank you one more time to Chris R. and Tracy Roth-Myers. Too kind of you with the super stickers. And let's see what else we got here. I think I've said hello to everyone. Nick Malmunis says, Dave, are David Naughton and James McNaughton brothers? Yes, indeed, they are. For those folks that don't remember James McNaughton, he's been on TV in the 70s and 80s. If you remember the Planet of the Apes TV series, he was the Starsky-looking character. I thought the two guys looked exactly like Starsky and Hutch.
They did.
Yeah, Naughton was the Starsky-looking character, and the Hutch-looking character, I can't remember his name right now, but he went on after that to play Uncle Jack in the third season of Land Lost when Spencer Milligan, the guy that played Rick Marshall, was having a contract dispute with Sid and Marty Krofft and left the show. So, which, by the way, the other day I had someone ask the question, did anybody escape Land of the Lost? And the answer to that question is, yeah, Rick, the father, got out. That's how they positioned the third season. It was he found the time portal or the interdimensional portal and found his way home. And somehow at the same time, Uncle Jack found his way back into the Land of the Lost and was able to find Will and Holly. All right. James McNaughton, I wasn't aware that he'd passed. I think he's still alive, Sandra, but welcome. Good to have you here with us. Hello. All right. Oh, wait. And then Danny. And then there's that Danny guy who's the different kind of good stuff, horror movies and wrestling here. Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. All sorts of good stuff from my friend Danny Staten. Oh, and Zoperplex. Trust me, we will get to favorite child actor in just a little bit. But first, we got to share this one too. Speaking of Logan's Run, Larry says that the set miniatures that were used for the city were reused for the Ice Pirates, which I did not know. Ice Pirates, starring the great Robert, I want to say Culp, it's not right, Urich, and Mary Crosby.
Oh, that's right.
A fun science fiction show from the early 80s. Not the greatest, but a fun science fiction show.
I'll have to look it up. Never saw it.
Yeah, I saw it when it came out. There wasn't a movie I didn't see when it came out, but I remember thinking it was. You kind of know when you go see certain movies, right? You kind of know, even as a teen and a kid, that it's not the highest of quality. That it's not. You're not seeing Star Wars. You're not even seeing Logan's Run with the Ice Pirates, and they play it tongue in cheek. So. Stephen Adams, musical interpretation and satire, says, wouldn't you like to be a Pepper too? Indeed, I would, and great to have you with us as well. And Thrash Pondo Pond says, I always wanted the Land of the Lost, Planet of the Apes crossover. You know, you are well-read enough and talented enough, Thrash Pondo, that you could create that for us. I go for it. I would love to read that fan fiction as well. Okay, let me go to... Guys, I did a survey on my channel the other day, and I asked the question. This is what the question I asked. Let me go over here. I asked, if you could have one superpower, what would it be? The ability to fly, hear people's thoughts, the power of invisibility, super stretchy arms and legs, or super strength. And I got, now I think we're about over 1,900 people answering the survey, and I've got the results. But I'm curious, as long as I've got you fellers here with me today, let's go around the horn and see what everybody would pick. Scott, you are up.
It's always been invisibility for me. I choose to be invisible and not be social and all that kind of stuff. So that would be just perfect.
Yeah. Ian, how about you?
I can't think of a power there that I wouldn't use for evil. So it's best I don't have any of them. Look, let me do this by process of elimination. I don't think I'd want to hear people's thoughts. I think that would just drive me nuts. I don't think I'd want super stretchy arms. It would really come down to invisibility and super strength. Flying would be cool too, but invisibility and super strength would probably be two that would be hard pressed to choose which one I'd want. If somebody just made me choose one, I would probably choose invisibility.
Okay, ultimately. So 2 for invisibility. Jack, what do you think?
I got to be different. I got to go flying.
Okay, the ability to fly,
avoid traffic, everything else. Just
yeah. That can you imagine the efficiency of flying?
Yeah,
and it'd be a total trip to be able to fly wherever you wanted to go. Now, YouTube, when you do these surveys, you can do them in the community section of your channel, right? And when you do these surveys, they only allow you 5 choices. But I could have put a few more on there, and a couple of them showed up. People put comments on the survey, and someone said the ability to heal. I thought that was a good one.
Oh yeah,
Right?
That's very generous.
Yeah.
I'm thinking way too selfishly.
Someone else said the ability to make anybody do anything you want them to. That one sounds super villainesque.
yeah, that's on the evil side.
Yeah.
I think moving stuff with my mind, though, like the Force, like a Jedi.
Yeah.
I think that would probably, if I could choose one that's not on the list, that would be probably the one.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
All right, so I'll tell you how that it worked out. Here we go. The first one was no one wants super stretchy arms and legs. Of those 1,800 plus people, no one really wants that. I mean, guess what? 1%, so 18 people said they want to be like Plastic Man or Mr. Fantastic or the elongated man. Now, a big jump. Hearing people's thoughts or the ability to read minds, there were 14% of people that selected that one. And then super strength was 17%. So, and you don't have to be like the Hulk. You could just be super strong. But that's the image I shared there. The ability to fly, Jack, your super strength comes in at 30%. And by the way, I should share mine, invisibility. I just think being invisible is super cool. Yeah. It's the amazing things to be a fly on the wall in certain rooms and be there for certain discussions. And then, just of course, all the mayhem and chaos. And I do think there's a danger of turning evil with that one as well. But so ability to fly is 30%. Invisibility was the number one power that people selected. Almost 40% of survey goers selected the powers of invisibility. And perhaps this is why no one wanted to super stretchy powers, because Mal Havoc says characters with stretching powers just look silly. Yeah.
Right.
They do. And that's why those characters are played for fun. Oftentimes. Welcome, Warner Brothers Disney VHS DVD B collector. Good to have you here. Missy Mercer. Sandra Sanders says that Jaden McNaughton is alive. Thank you. I appreciate the correction. You had me scared there for just a minute. Let's see. And, little feedback from last week. Tracy Rothmeyer says, I liked your watch party. I enjoy those very much. Hey, Tracy, I enjoy having you and the others there for those watch parties. They're a lot of fun. They really are. I think the next one might be some old Superman cartoons that are fallen into the public domain and now are copyright free. We'll do that in a few weeks. Those Max Fleischer cartoons, if you watch them, you can see that even today, animators are taking their inspiration from those cartoons. He was quite the innovator. Adventures with Grandpa Foofy, welcome. Great to have you here as well. I'm looking to make sure I didn't miss anyone. Oh, Terrell Bellinger is in the house, and he says that he would probably choose people's thoughts as my superpower. So, yeah, that ability to read minds, hear people's thoughts, awesome superpower. Okay, let's go here real quick, and we'll go ahead and go off Terrell. So, guys, children stars or child stars, would love to get your take on perhaps a favorite child star from a decade gone by. And if one just really bugged you, I would be interested in hearing about that one as well. And let's do it this way. This time, I started with Scott last time, threw him right on the spot. I'll go in reverse order this time and start with my friend Jack. You got a favorite child star? Someone you enjoyed watching when you were younger?
Well,
or even today?
obviously Ron Howard in Andy Griffith's show, but I like Ricky Nelson. Ozzie and Harriet. He was just a smart aleck, and he got all the great lines in the show. I always liked Ricky Nelson. And then he was a good singer later on. I mean, he was played good music.
Yeah, and then he had 2 kids that were great singers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to them, but they're
still around.
Are they still playing?
Yeah, obviously though, their teenage bopper days are past them. And the long hair thing, I think they both have. If last time I saw them, I actually saw a clip of them playing in Park City, Utah, and this was probably, in my mind it's recent, but it's probably 10 or 15 years ago. And they had shorter hair then, and they looked older. Of course they would be. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. Anyone bug you from the old child stars?
Well, the list is long, but I never really cared for Lumpy, but from is it Howard or
no? It's not Howard, and I'm
not
drawing.
Howard.
He has a
Burns,
Frank
Banks. Yeah, there you go. I mean, I didn't hate him, but he just
he was a bully to start with. I mean, the character he kind of transformed, but he was
because Wally, was able to threaten him, and I like Eddie Haskell too. I should have put on. Now there's so many that you can always tell they have a good child actor because they keep feeding them lines and stuff like that. Where they get the bad one, they tend to just disappear.
Well, as long as we're talking about the Beaver, what about Larry Mondello? Larry.
I love Larry, but
he's one of my faves, and I'm a big Eddie Haskell fan as well. Yeah. Those aren't going to be mine, but I've got to totally concur with you. I'm a big Leave It to Beaver fan, and that show is
a great show.
The way I remember Frank Banks' name is that he actually, after he left, the industry, he became a financial advisor. So bank, and he actually became a money man for all of those stars in the mother and father, Hugh Beaumont and Barbara Billingsley, as well as Tony Dow and Jerry Mathers. He managed their money, gave them advice, and they were a very, very close group of actors throughout their entire lives. Ian, your turn. You're up.
Well, this is a little difficult because I have my list as a child, like the children I watched or the child actors I watched that I enjoyed, and then I have my list as an adult. But as a child, of course, I like Gary Coleman. I grew up on him and his his sassiness and his quick wit. All that stuff. I love that. And I actually like Todd Bridges and Dana Plato as well. I was a big fan of Different Strokes. And then in the 80s, of course, anything Family Ties is going to be, Michael J. Fox, even though Michael J. Fox was not a child actor, he played a teenager on television. But I like the whole cast, and especially the kids. Tina Yothers had a huge crush on her at the time. Also, Alyssa Milano, really liked her when I was that age. We're kind of the same age, she was a looker, still is. As I get older, a lot of stuff. The Leave It to Beaver is in huge rotation in my house. I love Leave It to Beaver. We have all the seasons on DVD. I love Jerry Mathers. I love Tony Dow. I love the whole cast. But as far as the kids are concerned, I liked Whitey. Whitey was hilarious. But
he was great. I loved Whitey. Stanley Fafara was the actor's name, and he actually tough life. He ended up struggling with a lot of things and left us early. But Whitey was great.
Yeah. So it's a little different now. I think probably one of the only that I can go back and watch still without cringing a whole lot is still Family Ties. If you go back and watch Who's the Boss now, it's kind of you get a little uncomfortable in your skin. Even though it's still a good show, it's still fun to watch. But as far as transcending time and going, man, this is still pretty good. Other than the whole life lessons you learn every week on the channel, I really still do enjoy Family Ties quite a bit as an adult. So that's the only one that would really kind of cross over from adult to a child. But as a child, I mean, I grew up in the 70s and 80s and loved those childhood actors and stuff. It was great.
How about anyone bug you?
The only person who really bothered me was was what's her name, Nellie on Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah,
That really, and that's actually a syndrome. I think it's called Nellie syndrome, because it's when an actor's character bothers you so much that it bothers you in real life. I didn't like. Kind of had a love-hate relationship with The Facts of Life. I'd watch it, but then I wouldn't like it, but then I'd watch it. So, they kind of bugged me at times, like more than normal. And then the trope that kind of bugged me, which really kind of ended in the 90s, was the one on when, like they'd have like an actor and they would play for a certain issue and then you'd never hear from them again. Tootie's boyfriend, who couldn't read, showed up one time and then you never heard from him again. And that just happened over and over again. I didn't care for that too much. I was always thinking, well, what about that kid, who came in and he had trouble with shoplifting and now he's gone and you never hear from that kid again. He's part of that universe. We need to bring him back.
There's always those, the 80s and late 70s, even the networks were notorious for on a very special episode,
right.
Dealing with today's difficult topics on a fun and lightweight situation comedy of all things.
Right.
Yeah.
That's why you could never watch the after school specials for just that reason.
Oh yeah. Heavy.
They never learn. Learn.
I kind of shied away from them because I felt like because the way they were just presented, like, after school and the topics, I felt like they were trying to sneak in school to me after school when I could be watching Gilligan's Island and other shows that had no real redeeming value whatsoever. Your turn, Scott. Who did you like?
All right. So Gary Coleman was on my list, as was Emmanuel Lewis, for some of the same reasons, being diminutive, both of them. They had a charm about them that just, resonated, and they just seemed like they were truly happy people. And that proved to be not quite so the case with Gary Coleman, but I think he got it ironed out with his ex-wife, or with his wife at the time. And then Johnny Whitaker, and that goes back a ways for us, right? So, it was fun. It was a Family Affair, right?
Right, Family Affair.
Yeah, and so he was a lot of fun, and Drew Barrymore.
Yeah,
from E.T. on up, I've just been a huge fan of Drew Barrymore. So.
And on the other side of the spectrum, anybody you could never, if you never watched again, that would be A-okay.
I don't know for sure, but pick any of the kids from the Brady Bunch.
Oh man,
I'm sorry. We've talked about this before. I hated the Brady Bunch. I don't know how that's possible, but I did. I do.
I can respect that. All right. So I'm with you on Johnny Whitaker, right? Big Johnny Whitaker fan, not just from Family Affair, which, by the way, I'm working my way through the seasons again on Tubi. I haven't watched them probably for 20 or 30 years, and it just amazes me how freaking cute Johnny Whitaker and Anissa Jones are on that show. But Johnny Whitaker, let's give the guy credit where credit's due. Not only was he awesome in Family Affair, but Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, that's Saturday morning legendary programming right there. One of the all-time great Sid and Marty Krofft shows. So that's and I hadn't thought of her in that category, Scott, but the Drew Barrymore thing, oh yeah, for sure. Early Drew Barrymore, even into when she was like, this is going into the 90s, but even in The Wedding Singer with Adam Sandler, incredibly cute. And
one of my favorite shows, one of my favorite movies, seriously. Yeah.
And I even liked her in the remake of Charlie's Angels. Come on.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Horrible writing. It was just 90 minutes of eye candy. That's all it was.
They had Bill Murray in it. The first one did, at least. That was all right. I liked Bill Murray as Bosley. Nostalgia Neverland's here. Welcome. Lamont Bradford's here as well. Let's see if anybody else has arrived. John F. Kennedy's here joining us. Thunder Ghost is here. Lots of folks in the chat, and we'll go through and I'll scroll through some of your favorite actors in just a moment, but I have to share my least favorite. I drawn a blank on the guy's name, and I actually even didn't mind him. He was in a show called Me, Myself, and I a few years back on CBS. Oh, okay. But the guy that bugs me is Urkel.
Oh,
Jaleel White, right? Yeah.
Didn't be bug, just the character bugged you, right?
The character bugged me. I can't stand the character.
Yeah.
I don't understand the appeal.
He was popular.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but then
I don't get it either. I'd love an Urkel doll though, back here with my Ed Grimley doll and my naked Luke Skywalker.
All right, there's a lot of folks that put in there for some of their favorites. I'll go ahead and just quickly go through as many as I can. Warner Brothers Disney VHS DVD B collector said Cindy Brady. Bill Mummy from Lost in Space, of course. Larry Potter, great call there. 420 said loved the Bradys, hated Oliver. I'm a big fan of that guy as well. Incredible musician. He's got lots of good stuff here on YouTube.
I loved him on Kid Video.
Yeah, and he was in Kid Video Saturday mornings. Let's see. Oh, Tatum O'Neal in Paper Moon. Let's see. And let's see. Cindy D says favorite Gary Coleman. Worst Butch Patrick. So weird looking. But come on, let's give Butch Patrick credit where credit's due. One, he needed to be weird looking. And he was pretty darn good in Lidsville. Let's see. Another Sid and Marty Krofft show. Tony Dow, Nostalgia Neverland, welcome, says Tony Dow was so chill as Wally Cleaver, still the same today. Let's see. Another vote for Jodie Foster. Let's see. Nick Mamuna says Jerry Mathers and Ron Howard. Of course, Ron Howard, such a talented actor throughout his entire life. Terrell says Mackenzie Phillips from American Graffiti and One Day at a Time. Yes, the daughter of John Phillips. Brandon Cruz from The Courtship of Eddie's Father. Tracy Roth Myers, great call out there. Raja 1938 says Burt Ward is Robin. Yeah, it's kind of that whole Michael J. Fox thing. He was playing a teen, but he was in his early 20s, not really considered a child star. But I'm a big Burt Ward fan as well. Love the dude. Cindy D says Gary Coleman was too darn smart. BXKTD, welcome. Good to have you here with us. And he says, or she says, Adam Rich from 8 is Enough. I remember when Adam Rich was, he was all over the thing. And I am shocked. I am shocked at all four of us that none of us had the decency to mention Valerie Bertinelli.
Yeah.
Come on. How could we do that?
Yeah. I love Val. She's definitely on my list.
Crushes.
Big crush. Big crush on Valerie Bertinelli. Yeah.
Once Ed took her off the market, she just kind of dropped off my list. Let's see. Oh, Lamont Bradford said hated Judy the Snitch. That's going back to Beaver. Dennis the Menace was a favorite of Superplex's, and that kid in Lost in Space was cool. Yep, Bill Mummy or Mummy. I don't know how you say that. I think it's Mummy. Let's see what else we got here. 420 says loved everyone on Little House, but Armando. Terrell says he was a big fan of Tori Spelling or Mayim Bialik.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Great act. Well, I'm more of a Mayim fan than a Tori fan, I've got to say. And maybe that's just because her dad's Aaron Spelling, and that whole privilege thing kind of bugs me. But you can't hold it against her, I guess. Can I? I don't know. Noah Hathaway was Never-Ending Story and Battlestar Galactica. Cindy D, another vote for Butch Patrick. And Superplex mentions Michael J. Fox there. Again, not really a child star, but played a teen on Family Ties. Christy McNichol,
yeah.
Voyage fan. Yeah, for sure, Christy McNichol. There was a time in the 70s when she was all over our TV screens. Yeah, Kim Fields. You mentioned Back to Life. Yep. And let's see if we've got anybody else here that we. Angela Cartwright. Justin, a.k.a. Braidwood Inn, mentions another Lost in Space actor. And Georgia mentions Brandon Cruz, the kid who played the song in The Courtship of Eddie's Father. Cindy D liked Todd Bridges from Different Strokes. Jennifer Grey in her late 20s. Not a child actor, but yeah, Jennifer Grey was great. And Gabby Hoffman. Anybody remember this gal? She wasn't a TV actor. At least I don't remember her on any TV shows, but she was on Sleepless in Seattle. She was the little friend to Tom Hanks' kid, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was cute. Oh, McGanahan Sky Jelly Fetty says, hated Sam from Different Strokes. Well, how could you not? It's the cousin Oliver syndrome, right? It's that brought in at the last minute, some little cute guy, hopefully to try to boost ratings. It never works.
Pretty much any Oliver syndrome bugged me big time.
Yeah. Johnny Crawford, Anissa Jones, Keith Thibodeau. I'm going to say that wrong. Thibodeau probably is how you say that. Mark Kopich, Danielle Spencer from What's Happening. I don't know if you remember. Little Sister D, loved her. She was great. And Johnny Whitaker. And no one mentioned Kurt Russell. He was on TV a little bit. But
Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, that's right. He was the little Tarzan boy, right?
Yeah, he flew away in the balloon, right? They made a balloon out of raincoats or something.
I don't remember anything other than him being on the show. That's an episode I need to go back and watch.
Wait, was that the episode where they almost got off the island?
It was. But then something happened. I don't know where they got all the raincoats, but they
something.
Yeah.
Craziness. It's kind of like there's certain TV shows where you can say one thing, like Three's Company. You can say, was that the episode where there was a misunderstanding?
Right.
Yeah. Where they were trying to hide something from Mr. Furley.
Right. All right, gentlemen, let's do this. I got 20, 30 minutes left of the live stream. Let's do a little trivia. You guys up for a little child star trivia? We'll see how you do and see how.
Can I make one amendum here? I forgot somebody I hated.
Yeah.
And I don't know her name, but in Small Wonder, the girl next door, who was the little girl who was always seeing the robot stuff behind the scene and no one believed her. They made her the bad guy, but she played it really well. She played the annoying tattletale really well. So that just occurred to me, and I could not say that without going without saying that one.
There are going to be people who really appreciate you mentioning Small Wonder, Ian, because it's one of those shows that I continually get asked to do videos on, and I didn't watch a ton of it. I caught a few episodes of it, but I didn't watch a ton of it. So I need to go back and revisit that one before I can actually do a video on that one. But I do plan on doing one at some point. Raven Poe, welcome. So good to have you with us. Chris R., welcome as well. Nostalgia Neverland, I think I've already welcomed you, but welcome again. Scott Holston. Have I missed anybody? I think I got everybody here. All right. So here we go. We'll probably do 10 to 15 questions. I'm going to pull them out of my latest issue of Remind Magazine.
Okay.
Just put it in the mail the other day. And
you actually get a magazine subscription? That is unbelievable.
Yeah, I love my Remind Magazine. There is, if you type in Google Remind Magazine and dollar, that's another word, I'm sure that you'll get a link to where you can get this magazine for $1 an issue. I love it. I'm not sponsored by them, but I really love the magazine. It's just an amazing magazine, and it's just, it covers the things I love. Like this particular episode is all about Where Are They Now, and it covers 40 different actors from the 50s through the 90s. and kind of gives an update on what they're doing now. It has a lot of trivia and puzzles and various articles, and of course some great advertisements. And important to me, looks like MeTV's got the back page there, and we're coming up on the month of Mayberry again, so it looks like there's going to be a lot of great Andy Griffith programming on MeTV. All right, so here's how we play the game. Hey, Jack, do you have a piece of paper or something where you can write down some answers?
Sure.
Okay. I'm just going to have you guys write down the letter, the corresponding letter, and we'll see how you do. Yeah, it's that cheap, Kevin. By the way, Kevin Davis, welcome. Good to have you with us. Just $1 if you do this through the subscription. You have to find the special link, though. You might want to try remindmagazine.com/$. It's something like that. I just don't have the link on me right now. Here we go. Folks, play along in the chat. You might want to hold off answering for a moment or two. Just give people a chance to kind of think through their answer as well before you respond. But first question, which child played the title character in the TV series Dennis the Menace that ran from 1959 to 1963? Your choices are A, Butch Patrick. He's been mentioned a few times. B, Jay North. C, Ron Howard. Or D, Keith Thibodeau. Give you guys a moment or two to think through. While we're doing that, speaking of great magazines, I didn't mean to do that. That might be right. That might be wrong. We'll see. I was trying to go to McGanahan's comment. He says, Mad Magazine used to be my favorite as a kid. Mine as well. Love Mad Magazine. And I wasn't averse to a little Cracked magazine as well from time to time. Although, truthfully, I have to say that I would just go to our local, we had a department store called Grand Central up in Bountiful. Right up above where Scott lives, as a matter of fact. It's just like literally a stone's throw from where your home is, Scott.
Yep.
I just hang out in the magazine section and read all those magazines, Mad Magazine and Cracked. Good times. All right, Scott, what do you think? A, B, C, or D?
You know, I wasn't paying attention to the A, B, C, or D, but I thought it was Jay North on there?
Yeah, he was B. You're going to go with B?
I'm going with B.
Okay. Ian, what are you at?
I'm a B too. Jack?
B.
Buck the trend? All right. That is correct. Jay North is the correct answer. Jay North, after his run on Dennis the Menace, really struggled to find a lot of work in the TV industry and joined the military for a little bit of time, but struggled with that too. And I think got an early discharge. Honorable, but an early discharge. I'm not quite sure what Jay's doing these days, but B is the correct answer. Folks, once we do a couple more questions, I'll see how everybody's doing and ask for a kind of an update in terms of where you are score-wise. I see a lot of folks are 1-4-1. Question number 2, Ron Howard was only 6 years old when he started his role on The Andy Griffith Show. How old was he when the show ended? Your choices, letter-wise. A, 13, B, 14, C, 15, or D, 16. I will give you all a hint. You only have to add the number of seasons of the Andy Griffith Show run to come up with the answer. Oh.
I don't know.
Okay. Go ahead, Ian.
I was going to say, did you ever watch the show Not Necessarily the News? Did you ever hear of that show?
I've heard of the show. I didn't watch it much.
I believe they had a parody of Jay North on that show. I can't remember exactly, but it was funny because they were talking about how he wasn't able to find work. And they had him all grown up, but they had him dressed like Dennis the Menace, all grown up. An actor playing him, and him still playing pranks and stuff and not figuring out why he can't get a job. I think it was either on Mad TV or Not Necessarily the News. But I can't remember. But I do remember that skit. I remember just laughing.
Would you was not necessarily the news the show with Rich Hall on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It was on HBO.
HBO. Yeah.
Exactly. Rich Hall, there's a guy that wonder what happened to that feller.
Schniglitz.
Yeah, he wrote a book and disappeared. I have that book.
Oh, cool.
I remember him hawking Pizza Hut pizza for a while. That's the last time I saw him doing
He did a stand-up under a totally different name.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember the name, but I'm like, that's Rich Hall. And he kind of played like a character, like a Larry the Cable Guy. He had like a biker, looked all bikered out and stuff, but it was Rich Hall, but he had a totally different name on his stand-up. He did a half-hour stand-up on Comedy Central.
Interesting. Well, comedians do that. Sometimes take on alter egos. Makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Jack, what do you think?
I put a C14.
Okay. Scott or Ian, what do you think?
I'm going to go with C14 as well. I was going to, that was the first, wait a minute, was 14B? Was that B?
Yeah.
Was it B? Okay, then B.
That was the first one that jumped out at me, but I thought it would be kind of weird if they had B 2 times in a row. But that's the first one that jumped out at me. But I'm going to go 13 because I don't know how many seasons it was. So let's go 13.
Okay. Yeah, I think you might be overthinking it, Scott. What are you doing? What do you think?
Yeah, I had C. Well, you can't really see it, but I had C. So
okay, so you are at C with 15. Okay, so the correct answer, Jack, you are the winner. 14 is the correct answer.
Wow.
Andy Griffith Show ran for 8 seasons. So if Ron started when he was 6, makes sense that he would have been 14 when he ended the show. All right, good job, Jack. You're 2 for 2, right?
I can retire.
Nicely done. You can indeed. Well
Hold
done.
your head up high.
A wise man might say, "Let's call it a night."
That's right.
Let's keep going though, because this one's an interesting one. Which 1960s TV show featured child actor Paul Peterson? A, The Donna Reed Show. B, The Dick Van Dyke Show. C, The Courtship of Eddie's Father. Or D, The Addams Family. I will repeat those one more time. A, The Donna Reed Show. B, The Dick Van Dyke Show. C, The Courtship of Eddie's Father. Or D, The Addams Family. The question again, which 1960s TV show featured child actor Paul Peterson? We'll start with you, Scott. What do you think?
I absolutely have no idea. So I'm sticking with C because that's the way you pass the ACTs, right?
That's correct. C, The Courtship of Eddie's Father is a good answer. I won't say whether it's right or wrong yet. Ian, what do you think?
I have no idea. I'm gonna go with C as well because I have literally no idea.
Jack, are you going to follow along these yahoos and go with C?
Again, I have no idea. I was going with A or D, and I'm just going to go with A. I think it's I don't know. Donna Reed Show.
Eliminations, the way I would have done this one. I never watched the Donna Reed Show growing up, but I know that it was Larry Matthews who was the kid in the Dick Van Dyke Show. Courtship of Eddie's father was Brandon Cruz, and the Addams Family was Butch Patrick. It's got to be A, the Donna Reed Show. All right. So, folks, give me an update. Tell me where you're at. Tell me what your score is. I see McGanahan Sky Jellyfetty saying he's 1 of 2. Tougher questions tonight.
And they're tough.
Sure. Tougher questions. Kevin Davis looks like he's 2 of 3. Nicely done. Anyone else want to give us an update in terms of their score, where they're at? Lamont Bradford is 3 of 3, and James Mitchell is 3 of 3 as well. Tarrell, our friend Tarrell's 3 of 3. Cindy D is 2 for 3. Todd Fowler, where were you? You were there for a minute. Nick Momonis is 3 of 3. Todd Fowler's 3 of 3. I've lost your comment. Edward Hanna is 1 of 3. Thunder Ghost. Where'd you go? You're 3 of 3. Roger 1938's 2 of 3. Hungry Jerk 1 of 2. Must have not been here for one of the questions. Al Oduardi is 0 for 3. Thanks for being honest, Al. Sanders 2 of 3. Let's see what else we got. Tracy Roth, you can't be 3 of 2. I bet you're 2 of 3. Danny, let's see. Danny State, and this is moving so fast, I'm struggling to keep up with with these all. Mr. Led's 2 of 3. Kenneth Wilkinson's got 2 right. Nostalgia Neverland 0 of 3. And Danny Staten's 3 of 3. All right, let's keep going. Let's go through a few more questions. We'll probably just do 10. They got 25 here, but we don't have all night. We're important people, got important things to do. But this one's a good one. We've talked a little bit about this show tonight, and maybe even mentioned this actor's name a time or two. Who played the character of Buffy in the TV series Family Affair? A is Anissa Jones. B is Sally Field. C, Roberta Shore. I don't even know who Roberta Shore is. I should probably know that, but I don't. Or D, Tuesday Weld.
Man.
Bonus points if anybody knows where Tuesday Weld showed up. Anybody?
Wasn't it?
Shoot.
She was on a lot of things, but I'm thinking like the first sitcom. Here's a hint. She was on it with a guy who later on went to be Gilligan on Gilligan's Island.
Oh, Dobie Gillis.
Dobie Gillis is correct. Tuesday Weld. First season, I think, is all maybe of The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis. All right. Let's start in the middle this time. Start with my friend Ian way down in southern Utah. What do you think? Who is it? Is it Anissa Jones, Sally Field, Roberta Shore, or Tuesday Weld?
I'm going to go with A, just kind of almost the process of elimination. I know it's not Sally Fields. I know the last one we were talking about somebody else. And then that third one, the C, you said, I should know who that is. So that makes me think it's not her because you know who the people on the show. So I'm going to go with A.
Good process of elimination. Sandra Sanders, by the way, says that Roberta Shore was on The Virginian, a show I did not watch. I might have caught an episode or two, but I didn't watch enough to really know that. Jack, what do you think?
It's A.
A. Scott?
Had you been paying attention to this earlier, you dropped her name earlier when we were So it is A. It's Anissa Jones.
Anissa Jones, yep.
Anissa,
exactly. Yeah. It might be Anissa, Scott. I don't know why I want to say Anissa. There's no two. It's not a double E. It's Anissa. Probably is Anissa. Poor Anissa, by the way, OD'd when she was 18 years old. Fell into the wrong crowd, and she had actually got an emancipation, I believe, from her family, or just all sorts of issues with her parents, perhaps misappropriating money and all sorts of things. It's sad. But Johnny Whitaker, by the way, has dedicated much of his life post Family Affair, post his entertainment career, to helping folks with substance abuse. And he has said in a number of interviews that I've seen that part of the inspiration, the reason for that, he had his own struggles, but part of that was just knowing what his dear friend and Family Affair co-star went through. So, all right. Great job, guys. That's 100% across the board on that one. Let's see if we can do it again. And I'm going to tell you right now, I would miss this one. But let's see. This child actress had a hit single while playing Mary Stone on the Donna Reed Show. So your choices are A, Shelley Fabares. I'm going to say that wrong. It's probably Fabares. Is it Fabares? B, Brenda Lee. C, Annette Funicello. Or D, Susan Day. You can process eliminate a couple of these. But again, this child actress had a hit single while playing Mary Stone on the Donna Reed Show, which ran from 58 to 66, a little bit before my time. A, Shelley Fabares. Jack, can you help me out on that one?
It's Fabre.
Fabre.
Because her mom was an actress too.
Nanette, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And she's married to B.J. Honeycutt. Mike Farrell.
Yeah. Okay. Excellent. Thank you for saving me. And now I can sound like I know what I'm talking about. A. Shelley Fabre, B. Brenda Lee, Annette Funicello, D. Susan Day. Any idea who it might be, Crazy Hank? Jack.
It's Shelley.
It is Shelley. Okay.
I wouldn't have known if you didn't give me the. Once you said the name, I knew she had a hit single.
Ah, awesome.
But I didn't know she was on Donna Reed's show, though.
Well, I haven't looked at the answer yet. You're certain, but I'm gonna check in with Ian and Scott and see what they think. What do you think, Ian?
I don't know any of these people except for Annette Funicello, and she's the only one that I know that also sang, and loved her rendition of Monkey's Uncle. By the way, one of my favorite songs. I listen to that quite a bit, and. But I think Jack knows the answer, so I'm going to go with Jack's answer.
I could be wrong though.
So basically, Scott was saying, the thing you do whenever you're taking a test, you don't know the answers, you go with C. That is, unless you could cheat off someone who is super smart about stuff.
Well, I don't know about smart.
He sounded pretty confident.
He did seem pretty confident. I haven't looked at the answer yet, but I could be. I did.
But in that Funicello, I know had a singing career, so I don't know. But I don't know if she was on. If she was on,
Beach Blanket Bingo and
channel, or not the Disney Channel, but the Disney Mickey Mouse Club at the same time. I don't know.
She was one of the original Mickey Mouse Club, but I think that was after. Right. And so I think the Donna Reed show is going to be a little too early.
So what are you going with, Scott?
I'm going with A as well because process of elimination. Susan Day was, come on, Danny Bonaducci.
Partridge Family.
Yeah, Partridge Family. Wow. Yeah. So, and I think that was later in the 60s as well. So I'm sticking with A as well on this one. I think the other two were too late to be on Donna Reed with a single.
Correct. Shelley Fabre is the correct answer. That is A. That was 3 A's in a row, by the way. So whoever said I'm not, there's not going to be the same answer time. Obviously, these folks at Remind Magazine are tricksters. They're playing the mind games with us here. Number 6. This child actor may not be as well known as his brother, but he made the rounds on many 60s TV series, including Gentle Ben. Your choices are A. Jay North, B. Christopher Knight, C. Clint Howard, or D. Darby Hinton.
Gentle Ben gave it away.
Yeah.
Scott, you seem to think you know who it is. Which one do you think it is?
It's Clint Howard, isn't it?
I don't know. We'll find out when I look at the answer here in just a minute. Jack, what do you think?
It could possibly be Clint Howard because I used to watch Gentlemen. So,
Ian?
Clint Howard was the first one that came to my mind before you gave any answers. I thought another childhood actor that had a brother that was more popular. That was the first one that came to my mind. So I had to go that.
I heard an interview with Clint Howard where he was in all of Ron's movies up until Apollo 13, and that pissed him off that he wasn't in Apollo 13.
Why wasn't he?
He's not in Apollo 13?
That was his first one that he wasn't in Ron. One of Ron's.
Because his mom and dad are in it. Ron Howard's mom and dad are in it.
Oh, wow.
Is that a whole Ron Howard family film then? Are you saying there's a lot of Howards in that movie? What was his dad's name? He has like a country sounding name. What is that? I want to say it's Clem, but it's not Clem. It's something like
Trent.
Oh man,
Waylon.
I got to type it in. Ron Howard's dad. Let me see. Dad is named Rance. That's it.
Rance Howard. Yes, that's a great name. That
is very country sounding.
I'm changing my name to Rance.
All right, Rance. Okay, we will move on. I'll remember that. Here's the deal. You can't keep changing your name. I called Jack Hank for the first 3 or 4 times we communicated back and forth. You can do this. Call it Crazy Rants TV, but I'm sticking with Jack.
Okay, that's fine.
Crazy Rants TV. All right. Okay. So let's see. Let's see how folks are doing. Folks, I'd love a post how you're doing in the chat, and while you do that, I will confess to these fine fellers here that I have never watched an episode of Gentle Ben.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Is it a Ben? Is Gentle Ben a bear? Is
yeah.
Okay.
But
Dennis Weaver plays the dad.
Was it early 70s? When was that? Late 60s?
I remember they had a fan boat. I remember that.
It played along with Flipper, didn't it? Flipper and Adam 12 and that kind of era.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I remember. I just remember watching it.
Yeah. I never watched it. I did watch The Life and Times of Grizzly Adams in the late 70s, and I think there was a grizzly bear named Ben on that show too. Wasn't that bear named Ben? I'm not sure.
But he
back
wasn't.
In my head, I want to say he was named Ben.
I do too.
He wasn't gentle though. He's just
yeah.
I don't know.
Cindy D's 5 for 6. Thrash Pondo's 5 of 6. Superplex is 5 of 6. Thunder Ghost rocking the house tonight, 6 of 6. Tyrell 6 of 6.
Way to go, Tyrell.
Nick Mamonis is 6 of 6. Edward Hanna is 4 of 6. Danny Staten says it's the same bear from Grizzly Adams. Well, that makes sense. James Mitchell, 6 of 6. Lamont Bradford is 6 of 6.
All the good bear parts go to him.
Sanders 5 of 6. Yeah, he kind of had the market cornered for about a decade there.
If you get a bear that doesn't kill someone, that's who you use, right?
And Rob Bacon, welcome. Great to have you on the live stream. Says yes, his name was Ben in Grizzly Adams as well. And Tom is 5 of 6. Raja 1938 is 4 of 6. Lisa Field says repeat, please, but I don't remember what we were saying. Sorry, maybe it's someone in the chat. Hopefully. Karen Lester, welcome. Good to have you on the live stream. Says that the bear on Grizzly Adams was named Ben Franklin. I didn't know the bear had a full name.
I didn't either.
That's awesome. Okay, great. Kenneth Wilkinson says, I'm doing bad. I only got 2 right. You know what? You got 2 right, dude. Let's celebrate the victories. Plus, there's a few more questions to go. We got 4 more. Well, we got 3 more questions. Okay. All right. So let's move on. Which one of these TV series did child star Veronica Cartwright not appear in?
Oh.
This is a difficult question. So the choices are Leave It to Beaver, A, B, Daniel Boone, C, The Munsters, or D, The Danny Thomas Show. I think you have to focus on timing on that one. If you know kind of when those shows came out, I think that's helpful. So which one of these TV series did child star Veronica Cartwright not appear in? A, Leave It to Beaver, B, Daniel Boone, C, The Munsters, D, The Danny Thomas Show. Mm-hmm. I don't know the answer. As a matter of fact, I'm seeing answers in the chat that are contrary to how I would probably say. Let me see if I can. I'm going to look it up here so that I know it when we go there. Let's see. All right, I would have gotten this one wrong. So any hint that I gave you previously about how you might want to play this one, ignore. Ian, you get to go first on this one.
I'll talk about the one that I wouldn't even know. I mean, I don't know any of those names. I don't know any of the shows even, except for one show that you named there is the only one I've heard of. I forgot the name. Name the show. Beaver? Yeah, that's the only show that you've mentioned that I.
You don't remember Daniel Boone? Daniel Boone was a man. He was a big man. And I like an eagle. And I don't remember the rest of the song.
I mean, I know Daniel Boone, the historical character, but I didn't know there was a show.
Fast Parker.
Fast Parker, yeah. Post Davy Crockett.
Let's see. I'm gonna go with Daniel Boone. What the heck? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea.
Scott Barnes.
Well, I'm going back to the ACT test and doing C, The Munsters. So.
Okay. Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Oh, I did see them.
I don't have a clue. I'm going with the Leave It to Beaver. I have no idea on this one.
That's the one I would go with. But apparently she did show up on Leave It to Beaver.
Oh, okay.
The answer is Scott Barnes wins again with his ACT testing skills. C is the correct answer. The Munsters.
Well, by the way, Superplex called me out and I checked on it. Clint Howard was in Apollo 13. My bad. I can't remember which one he said now.
I thought he was actually. I did think he was.
He was one of the
people in the control room.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does anybody know if Veronica Cartwright's related to Angela Cartwright? I'm seeing that question here in the
What about
chat.
Haas? Related to Haas, little Joe?
That's the only Cartwrights I know.
The answer to that question. Hopefully someone can answer that in the chat.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yep, don't know. Okay, so yeah, and hey, here's the deal. When it comes to Clint Howard and Apollo 13, we all make mistakes. Thank heavens we're just goofing up and making mistakes on things like TV shows and movies. Critical decisions we're spot on.
No one's gonna write this as as their source.
You better not.
For their dissertation in graduate school. They're like, my source was the live stuff.
Yeah, that's problematic if you do that. All right, question number 8. Bill Mummy, or Mummy, I'm not sure. Bill Mummy, M-U-M-Y, was a child star in a lot of TV shows. Which of these TV shows, this is another one of those, was he not involved in?
Oh, okay.
Here are your choices. The Loretta Young Show, Lost in Space, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, or The Brady Bunch. And bonus points if you know the hit single that Bill Mummy had when he was part of the duo Barnes and Barnes in the late 70s, early 80s.
No.
Yeah, you're hearing crickets right now.
He was part of a band called Barnes and Barnes.
Okay.
I think I know it.
And they had a song that was on Dr. Demento. If you ever listen to Dr. Demento.
Really?
Oh, that's him?
Yep, called Fish Heads. Fish Heads.
Oh, wow.
Holy fish heads.
Everybody's heard that song. At least one.
Yum. I didn't know that was him.
Yeah, Bill Mummy. All right.
I thought we were going to go on to verse 2. Took my fish head out to see a movie. Didn't cost a thing to get it.
Plastic. Bill Mummy, you are awesome. All right. So what show was he not in, though? The Loretta Young Show, Lost in Space, The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet, or The Brady Bunch? Scott, give it just a guess.
Brady Bunch.
Brady Bunch. Ian, what do you think?
Lost in Space.
Are you serious? Dude, he was the star of Lost in Space. You've never watched an episode. He's Will Robinson.
Is he? I didn't know. I honestly, I didn't. I mean, I like the show, but I don't remember the actor. So I didn't.
Yep. He was Will Robinson. Really became the Will Robinson and Dr. Smith show in later seasons. Jack.
I'm going with Scott's favorite show, The Brady Bunch.
He does love that show. He loves The Brady Bunch. Correct answer is D. All right, we'll go one. Let's see. We've got
which was
it wasn't
the Brady Bunch.
Okay,
it was Lost in Space. The Brady Bunch.
Oh man, they should take away my YouTube license.
We'll
I don't have one, but
we'll forgive you. Yeah, we will forgive you. There's I just admitted a minute ago that I've never seen Gentle Ben. There's shows we don't watch. We can't watch them all as much as we'd like to.
Yeah.
All right. Which one of these child actors was not one of Fred McMurray's sons on My Three Sons? So you just really have to know the names of the actors here. They are Stanley Livingston, Don Grady, Tim Considine, or Ken Osmond.
Oh, well, was not one of his sons?
Yes. Which one? And it really, it's I don't even know how. I can't hint. If I might give it away if I do know this one just because it's another show that I love very much. Is
kind of, and you've done at least one video on this person, so
that is correct. Okay, so again, the choices are of who wasn't a son: Stanley Livingston, Don Grady, Tim Considine, or Ken Osmond. Scott, I think you know the answer.
Yeah, it's Ken Osmond.
Yeah, Ian.
I was gonna. That Osmond was the first one to shoot out at me too, because they have the Osmonds already.
Yeah, well, he isn't part of that Osmond family. It's for
What do I know?
Jack, what do you think?
It's Ken Osmond.
Yeah, Ken Osmond, former LA patrol officer. Ken Osmond, also known as one of Jack's favorite child stars, Eddie Haskell from Legal and Beaver. Amazing story. Ken just passed away last year. I've done a couple videos on him, but Ken, after he got done with his TV career, went and was a motorcycle cop for Los Angeles. He was a chip kind of LAPD motorcycle cop. So
he got shot too, didn't he?
Got shot in the line of fire, injured in the line of fire. Really quite a heroic feller, and spent a lot of time after he retired from the police force, volunteering with veterans and all sorts of things.
He was in the reboot though, wasn't he?
He was. Oh yeah.
And his son played.
And his son played his son. Yeah. Really cool. Yeah. Love Ken Osmond. All right. One final question, and then we'll get some scores. Johnny Crawford was a Mouseketeer, but also the star on this TV Western. What was it? Bonanza? I did an entire video, by the way. I can't remember which character on Bonanza I did it on, but I pronounced the show because I have this tendency to mispronounce certain things. But I pronounced the show, the whole video, Bonanza. It sounds better to me that way. It just sounds better to me. When I say Bonanza, it just sounds weird. I like Bonanza. I wish it was pronounced Bonanza. Bonanza, though, is one of the choices. The Wild Wild West is another choice. The Rifleman is your C choice. And D, Gunsmoke is your fourth choice. So again, Johnny Crawford, a Mouseketeer, was also a star on this TV Western. A, Bonanza, B, The Wild Wild West, C, The Rifleman, or D, Gunsmoke. Jack, what do you think?
I'm going to guess The Rifleman played it, maybe his son.
Yeah. What do you think, Ian?
I'm going to say Gunsmoke.
Okay. Scott, what do you think?
Unless he was Festus on Gunsmoke, I'm going with The Rifleman.
That was Dan Curtis. No, was it Ken Curtis?
Ken
Curtis. Ken Curtis. Yeah. Ken Curtis was Festus. The correct answer is, what was The Rifleman? C, The Rifleman. Always go with C when you don't know. Scott says. He was Chuck Connor's son in The Rifleman. He was like a heartthrob for the teeny bopper girls back in the 50s and 60s.
I think right now he's suffering from dementia.
He is indeed. He's really struggling, and it's too bad to see those struggles. I have a mother who really struggled with it for the last couple of years of her life. It's just tough to see people that you love go through that. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see how we did. I see Kevin Davis, 9 of 10. James Mitchell's 10 of 10. Wow, James Mitchell, nice work.
Nice work, buddy.
Another perfect score there. Terrell was 10 of 10.
Terrell.
Lamont Bradford was, where are you, Lamont? Lamont Bradford was 9 of 10. Cindy D was 8 for 10. Let's see. Superplex was 8 of 10. Edward Hanna was 6 of 10. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry. They're scrolling by so fast. Mr. Led was 8 of 10. Todd Fowler, 9 of 10. Thunder Ghost, 9 of 10. Sandra Sanders, 7 of 10. Nostalgia Neverland, 6 of 10. Thrash Pondo, our good friend Thrash Pondo, 9 of 10. Larry Potter, 9 of 10. And Hungry Jerk was 8 of 10. Just moving too fast for me to even capture all these. And Kenneth, look at that. You started out slow, but you ended up at 50%. That's why you keep playing. 5 of 10. Nice work. That's right. That's a D minus, but it's passing. We'll take it anytime. All right.
I remember my school years.
Yeah, exactly. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me tonight. Truly appreciate having you pop into the live stream. Jack, one more time, why don't you talk a little bit about your channel and tell folks where they can find you?
You can find me at Crazy Hank TV. I do TV. Actually, a couple sports things popped up there because I do a sports one too, but it was a mistake, but they did very, very well, so I left them on there. But anyway, you can go on Crazy Hank TV, and I'm working on one for Deadwood next.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. Scott, I know you don't have a YouTube channel, but Talk. What's going on? What's new in your world?
Well, I started making little small planters and have shared those with several of the neighbors. I think we saw those last time. But now with wood prices the way they are, I'm glad I've been scavenging over the winter and getting all the pallets I could get. So I'm well primed to start building some Adirondack chairs and a potato bin for my daughter-in-law.
Oh.
Awesome. It's amazing the things that I've been over to Scott's home and have seen some of his projects, things he does through, and I love it that you're repurposing pallets, right? Old wood that's pallets, and you're bringing things to life, making things new again. It really love that. You're tremendously talented, and if you ever do start a YouTube channel, I've told you this before, I'll say it again. It should be a pallet love channel. All the amazing things that you do with pallets.
It would be successful.
Yeah, for sure.
There's lots of them out there. I told Dave this once. I tried doing one, and it was horrible. So it wasn't worth putting on YouTube.
All right, Ian, tell us where we can find you, my friend.
Retro Serial. That's the name of the YouTube channel, and that's also the name of my podcast, Retro Serial. And I just did an interview with you, Dave, on John Hughes films. I'm doing an interview with you tomorrow night, Crazy Hank TV. So it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be up probably the day after or the following Monday after we get done filming it. Going to talk about to reboot or not to reboot. That is the question.
Yes.
I can't wait to watch it. Excited to see that conversation. I just love to put Ian's, because his videos tend to be a little bit longer form. I'll put them on and go for a walk, or even when I'm getting ready to kind of settle in for the night, I'll throw a little headphone in my ear and just kind of let the sweet tones of Ian's voice help me drift off to sleep. It's awesome. Great stuff.
Thank you.
Let me just say this to everyone. We had a ton of people on it with us at the live stream. I didn't catch what the top number was, but we definitely had a fair amount of people hanging out with us this Wednesday evening. Truly appreciate everybody that came in, hung out with us, played along with us during the trivia, and contributed to the conversation. As you know, a reminder, on my channel and on these guys' channels, we talk about music, movies, TV from decades gone by, the good stuff. And again, thanks to everybody. Have a great night, and I'm going to go ahead and sign us off. Thanks all.
Thank you.